Every day, your body manufactures billions of new blood cells. Right now, deep inside your bones, an invisible system is running. It delivers oxygen, repairs damage, fights off infection, and replaces dying cells every single second of your life. Most people never think about this system because most of the time, it works almost perfectly. But leukemia can quietly turn that same system against you. A factory that starts producing defective cells in overwhelming numbers. And the most unsettling part, this process can run silently for weeks, sometimes months. By the time the body finally starts showing signs of a problem, the damage inside the bone marrow may already be well underway. To understand why leukemia becomes so dangerous, we first need to understand how blood is actually made. Blood isn't a permanent substance. Your body is constantly replacing it. Every second, millions of aging blood cells die, and millions of new ones are created to fill their place. Most of this production happens deep inside certain bones, inside a soft tissue called bone marrow. Think of bone marrow as a biological factory, running 24 hours a day, never stopping. Inside it are stem cells. These are immature cells, flexible, unformed, capable of becoming several different types of blood cells depending on what the body needs. Some become red blood cells. Their job: carry oxygen from your lungs to every organ, every tissue, every corner of the body. Others become white blood cells. These are the body's defenders, built to identify and destroy bacteria, viruses, and anything else that shouldn't be there. And some become platelets, tiny cell fragments whose entire purpose is to stop bleeding when a blood vessel gets damaged. Under normal conditions, this whole system is precisely controlled. The body knows exactly how many cells to make, how long they should survive, and when to retire them. New cells mature in stages. They follow instructions. They do their job. And when their job is done, they die. But leukemia begins when that control system breaks down. In most forms of leukemia, the process starts with a single abnormal cell inside the bone marrow. Something changes inside it, a mutation, a breakdown in the instructions that govern how cells grow. According to organizations like the National Cancer Institute and Mayo Clinic, these mutations disrupt the normal cycle of cell growth and division. Instead of maturing normally, the cell starts multiplying out of control. But that's only part of the problem. Many of these new cells never fully develop. They remain stuck in an immature state, dysfunctional, incomplete versions of white blood cells. And unlike healthy cells, they don't follow the body's rules. They don't stop when told. They don't mature when they should. They just keep multiplying, consuming space, consuming resources, and slowly crowding out everything else. At first, the body may still hold on. Enough healthy cells might still be present to keep things functioning. But as the abnormal cells accumulate, the balance inside the bone marrow starts to collapse. And this is what makes leukemia fundamentally different from what most people imagine. The danger isn't just having too many white blood cells. The real danger is what those cells are replacing. The healthy, functional blood production system the body depends on to survive. Bone marrow has limited space, and leukemia cells don't stop growing just because the body needs room for healthy ones. Over time, the marrow becomes overcrowded. Normal blood production starts falling behind. One of the first major consequences involves red blood cells. As their numbers drop, the body's ability to deliver oxygen starts to decline. But organs don't stop needing oxygen. The heart works harder to compensate. The brain gets less than it needs. Muscles tire out faster than they should. People start feeling weak, exhausted, short of breath, even from minor effort. Then another system starts failing. Platelets. Without enough of them, the body can't control bleeding the way it normally would. Bruises appear from almost nothing. Small cuts bleed longer. Gums bleed unexpectedly. But there's one effect of leukemia that might be the most counterintuitive of all. On the surface, it might seem like the immune system would get stronger. After all, there are now enormous numbers of white blood cells flooding the body. Except most of them don't work. These cells never fully matured. They lack the structure and programming needed to actually fight infection. So despite having white blood cell counts that can read as dangerously elevated on a lab test, the body becomes more vulnerable, not less. This is one of the most important things to understand about leukemia. It doesn't just add dangerous cells to the bloodstream, it slowly replaces the entire system the body needs to stay alive. As leukemia continues to progress, the effects start reaching further. Less oxygen reaching tissues, an immune system becoming increasingly unstable, bleeding risks rising. The body is working harder and harder just to maintain basic function. The heart strains to compensate for declining oxygen delivery. The brain operates below its normal threshold. Severe fatigue sets in, the kind that rest doesn't fix. Headaches, difficulty concentrating, a persistent fog that doesn't lift. Inside the bones themselves, the pressure from overcrowded marrow can cause deep, aching pain. Meanwhile, abnormal cells can begin moving beyond the marrow, spreading into other organs. The liver may enlarge. The spleen may swell as it works over time, filtering defective cells from circulation. Lymph nodes may become visibly enlarged. And because the immune system is no longer functioning the way it should, ordinary infections can become serious. Illnesses the body once handled easily now linger, escalate, become hard to control. According to the CDC and the American Cancer Society, leukemia symptoms can vary significantly depending on the type and how far it has progressed. But underneath all of it is the same core breakdown. The body is losing its ability to produce the healthy blood cells required to sustain life. And unlike an injury, something that happens in an instant, this failure is unfolding inside one of the most essential production systems the body has. One of the reasons leukemia can become so dangerous is that the early warning signs are easy to miss. Fatigue, a low-grade fever, recurring infections, unexplained bruising, night sweats. These symptoms can develop so gradually that they barely register. And on their own, each one could easily point to something far less serious. While those subtle changes appear on the surface, something far more significant may already be happening inside the marrow. The body is still trying to compensate, still pushing to maintain oxygen delivery, still attempting to fight infection, still trying to hold the blood system together. But the imbalance keeps growing. And eventually, the consequences become too large to hide. Leukemia is usually called blood cancer, but that label alone doesn't fully capture what's happening. Because leukemia isn't simply a disease of blood, it's a disease of blood production, a failure inside the living factory hidden within your bones, the system responsible for continuously replacing the cells that carry oxygen, that fight infection, that keep you alive. When that system starts producing defective cells faster than healthy ones, the consequences ripple through the entire body. Oxygen delivery weakens, bleeding control breaks down, immune defense becomes unreliable, and slowly, the body begins losing the balance it depends on every second of life. Leukemia doesn't turn blood white. What it actually does is quietly dismantle one of the body's most critical survival systems from the inside, and by the time the effects become impossible to ignore, the takeover may already be well underway.